This is our destination today. It's actually a small valley. This talus cave is the entrance into the valley, and this narrow little slot is the exit out of the valley. Join us as we explore and discover this beautiful valley and the hike up to it and the hike back. This morning we're hiking in the Phoenix metropolitan area. There's a lot of city parks and regional parks with mountains and trails on them. So we're going to hike on one of those this morning. Right now we're on Highway 60, actually heading west. That's the mountain that we're going to be hiking on. It's actually a great mountain to mountain bike on, hike, or horseback ride on. But we're actually hiking on the 1st of August, so it'll be interesting to see how warm it is on the trail and how crowded it is. I don't know, maybe we won't make it, who knows. Join us as we explore and discover a hot hike. So as you can see, we're still right here in the city, but you can see the mountain off to my left. We'll be turning to head up to the mountain into the trailhead. There's a number of trailheads along this mountain. We're going to turn here in just a minute so you can see exactly where we're turning. And then we're on our way. So here we are at the parking lot, but it may be full because even though the sun hasn't come up yet, well, there you go. So even on a hot August day, the parking lot is full. Here we are at the trailhead. My son will take a picture of the parking lot. Like I said, it's full this morning. And there's probably another dozen cars down the road, and that's where we're parked, down the road. Should have got here a few minutes earlier. But as you can see, I'll have him pan around to the back and you can see the trailhead, and then we're going to head up the trailhead. You can tell this is a hike in the city because the activities while we're on this hike are not what you would normally find in the wilderness. But it does look like a lot of fun. So this is a 3.5 mile hike that we're going on today. It's a little over a mile up, and then it's a 1 mile loop, and then a mile back down the trail. The loop portion of the hike is easy, but that's also the scenic and most rewarding part. The loop hike has some very unique contrasting beauty compared to its surrounding area, and it happens to be in the largest city park in the United States. So I'm looking forward to this hike. A lot of great views from up here. I'll just do a little quick pan around. A couple of nice points just to look off the mountain. Can't see a lot. Got a little bit of haze from the morning sunrise. All along this trail as you're hiking up the face of this mountain are a bunch of little spur trails that go out to points or rock formations, like this rock formation right here where you get some incredible views of the Phoenix Valley. And along this trail you'll see groups of people out on these viewpoints or up off these spur trails looking over the valley. So we've just crested out and flattened out. As you come up on this flat, you may think you're to the top. As you can see by that mountain in front of us, we are not to the top, but we're in just a little flat section area. We hold in this dip and then we go up and around that peak. And then we'll come actually to an intersection of several trails and we'll show you which trail to take. So we're at our first intersection on this trail. You don't get to it till you get to the ridgeline. Then there's a main trail on this ridgeline. So we're going to come up, connect onto that main ridgeline, and go to the left. Go to the left. So on this section of the trail, there's a lot of intersections going on. So we're going to hit the main trail. We're actually on the main trail. We're going to cut off the main trail for just a minute and then cut back into the little valley we're going to hike on. So join us as we hit all these intersections together. We're gonna head left. We're approaching the next intersection. We haven't gone a tenth of a mile, so a couple hundred yards maybe, and we're going to take a right and head off. Most of the people stay on the main trail, which is amazing to me, but I guess most people are up here to exercise, and they're up here a lot of mountain bikers, and this trail is not conducive to mountain biking, and a lot of joggers. So they're on the main trail. We're going to go on this side trail down this little valley, and to me, it's the highlight of the trip, and the whole reason I come on this hike. But let's go in and enjoy it. The beginning of this trail actually goes through a tunnel, but the tunnel is created by fallen rock. If you come on a wet year, I've come on a moderate year and a wet year, and there's water flowing through this because it's the only way the water can pass out of the valley. So we're actually walking down a little wash that oftentimes is full of water in a wet year. Like I said, it's August 1st. It's been a dry monsoon, so that, well, I doubt we'll see any water at all in this. So this is kind of a cool hike. Like I said, this is just all a bunch of fallen rocks right here, and the trail goes under it. Kind of a cool little trail. Nice little hidden gem along this trail. And like I said, water's flowing through there on a wet year or even a moderately wet year. A lot more greenery back in here, just because this is where all the water collects. This little valley has some fun little rock formations in it. We'll hike up and over one or two of them and through another one. There's a lot of rock formations similar to this one that we have to climb up and over, or some slate rock that we've got to go through or around. There's probably 3 or 4 of them in the valley as you go through, so just be aware of that and make sure you're prepared to go up and over and around. It's kind of a nice contrast from the straight hiking down the trail. So this is just a little valley. Take a little pan around shot. Again, it's just small. I think it's a 0.3 mile hike up to the end of this valley. But kind of a highlight with all the rock formations. When we came through the talus cave at the beginning of the valley, we met a couple who were coming out. They had gone about 2/3 of the way through the valley and said that they had seen a swarm of bees coming through. So you can see my son Noah heard a bunch of bees, so he stopped and hesitated to kind of assess the situation. And as we got up there close, there's a little bit of water in between those 2 rocks sitting down in the sand, and of course where there's water there's a lot of bees congregating. So we just hiked on and around it, but you do want to be careful of those kinds of things when you're out and hiking. So this is the extent of our wildlife today. Let's see if he'll actually show up in the picture. He's so small. Lively little chipmunk. Well, we didn't strike out. We saw some wildlife. Nice. This is the upper end of the valley. The lower end of the valley has the little tunnel that we go through.
And the upper end has a narrow pass that will go unnamed. No, you gotta go through the pass. Better take your backpack off. This is the end of the valley. In more ways than one. Let's see if I can go through it holding my backpack and my camera. What are the odds? I think they're pretty slim. Or was that a pun? Boy, I'll tell you, this is one tight squeeze going through this, taking my backpack off and holding the camera and grunting and groaning as I go through the pass. What's even more interesting is once I came through the pass, a high school cross-country team came down the trail, and with the coach leading the way, the whole cross-country team headed right through the pass and continued on with their workout. So after you come out of the pass, you head back and join the main trail, the Ridgeline Trail, which is the well-traveled trail. And we'll follow the well-traveled trail back down to our trail and head down the mountain. Nice little hike this morning. Hope you enjoyed that little valley up on top of this mountain with the neat little rock formations and contrasting desert vegetation. Kind of a nice little hike. As we head down the mountain, we'll enjoy one last view of the Phoenix metropolitan area. Have a great hike.